Hey guys, this is Vinny.
And this is Joe.
We wanted to give you our own spin on what is going to be one of the greatest upcoming events for Dragon Ball, which is the new movie that is coming out in approximately 1 year. Of course, at this point, you have all seen the news out there that there is a new Dragon Ball movie commemorating the 20th movie for Dragon Ball. It's going to be coming out December 2018 in Japan. We will, of course, only be able to see that Japanese version before it is eventually dubbed into English. But we are super excited to see this coming out. Of course, not for one great reason to me is the fact that they are recognizing that Dragon Ball in its current form is super popular and it must be continued. This is good signs for the future of Dragon Ball as a whole, meaning we don't want this to end. Dragon Ball Super, of course, it has had its sketchy moments, sometimes have been tough and difficult, different things with scaling and power and new things that have been happening, but none of us want this to end. We want it to continue, and because it's doing so well, they are continuing it, and that really is the big thing to get out of this, that they're not ending Dragon Ball. They're not ending Dragon Ball Super. There is no plans for that to happen. Of course, we have all heard about the fact that they're looking around 200 or so episodes, maybe more. Who knows? Maybe even something new after Dragon Ball Super. But this movie announcement is very important in indicating to us that there is a future, at least a year or 2 or 3 ahead for Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball fans, and that is something to be excited about, and that is something that you should get from this new movie announcement.
So let's get into what the movie is going to be about. As we all know, it's going to be about the origins of the Saiyans. So a lot of people are doing a lot of speculations on what is this going to mean? How are they going to show the origins of the Saiyans? Are they going to just talk about it? It's going to be Goku and them, and then somebody's going to tell a story and go to the past. To me, that's a little bit interesting of an idea, because it'd be who is telling this story, because who knows about the Saiyans besides maybe Vegeta? There's not too many people who know about the Saiyans. So a lot of people are going into, let's go to Universe 6. Universe 6 might come back because of the Super Dragon Balls, so they're going to be the ones that are telling this story about the origins of the Saiyans, which is an interesting premise as well. Or the one last thing would be that we're just going to be back into the past and they're just going to do this sort of like, if you remember Bardock, it just started him in the past and it really didn't have like too much of a premise with the rest of Dragon Ball Z and everything. It was just started off there out of nowhere. So maybe something like that, where it just starts off in the past and explaining the origins of the Saiyans. Now, a lot of information has been coming out from Toriyama as well about this stuff. People have been talking about the original Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan God, Yamoshi.
I know for me, I would love to see this be an extension of Dragon Ball Super, really to fit in line with this storyline, rather than being a movie on its own that has no connection at all. For me, if it's something about Planet Sadala, where they meet up with some Saiyans there who have some unbelievable insight into the past of Saiyan strength, that's the direction I would like it to go. I would want to hear those stories instead of just making it some separate movie about the past itself, just scanning all the way back to however long ago when Saiyans were, but to go forward in time and see new insight from people from this Universe 6. In addition, it could also give some insight into the connections between the two universes. Why are those two universes similar? Does it have something to do with the Saiyans? Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I don't know, but maybe whoever's telling this story or revealing this information to us can give us further information about Universe 6 and Universe 7. Are there connections between Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta, and Kale and Caulifla and Kaba that we don't even know about? I know I'm obviously speculating a lot here, but what I'm trying to get across in sort of this emotion is that there's so much detail they can go into. There's such a great story to be told here, and I hope they do it really, really well and connect it to the current anime, because that that would be most relevant for us rather than just making it a separate movie. And of course, Toriyama has been hinting at this for a while. I mean, not everyone understood the hints, but he actually has been talking about this story without anyone really knowing it was the movie, with things like, yes, the S cells. He did mention that, and I'm sure that's going to come up in the movie. And Yamoshi.
So yeah, with the information that Toriyama has been telling us and hinting at, Yamoshi is most likely the very first Super Saiyan God or Super Saiyan. It's a little bit hard based off the translations on which one it is. And he was actually a righteous Saiyan who actually got into a huge battle and was losing, actually, that battle. Afterwards, he actually got a few of his friends, and they did the ritual, I guess, of the Super Saiyan God, and he powered up. And even after this power-up, he actually still lost the battle, which is interesting because, I mean, we know that Super Saiyan God is a huge power-up, so I don't know what odds he was going against, but they were pretty bad odds based off of what it's sounding like here. Now, as Toriyama continued, he says that Yamoshi's spirit actually continued to wander around, and that's how certain people learned about Super Saiyan God, the Mechians, and how Shinron learned about it, and how he got to tell them how to do the ritual, because his spirit continued on, and also his spirit is what told Beerus, in a way, about Super Saiyan God as well, so it all fits together on what was actually happening in the anime, and why this all came together, this Super Saiyan God with Yamoshi. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure that they're going to talk about all this. I'm pretty sure that Toriyama didn't give this information for no reason, because it's no coincidence that he talked about this and then this movie about the origin of the Super Saiyan is coming out.
So, with all of that said, what do you guys want to see in this movie? What would make this something that you're like, you know what, please deliver on this? I really want to know about this. Do you want to know more about Super Saiyan God? Is there more above the blue form? Is that some information you want? Do you want to just know what is the core reason that some Super Saiyans are just able to get this strength, others aren't? Do you want to know more about Yamoshi, the S cells? Please leave your comments below. How do you want to see this movie go down? We are super interested in your comments and your thoughts on this. We want to read them, comment back to you guys. And of course, as always, if you enjoy the content we deliver and sort of the style and the information we give you beyond what you might be hearing out there, go ahead and get and subscribe to the channel if you haven't up until this point, and click on those notifications. It certainly helps us out. And also give us a like and share the video. This is Vinny.
And this is Joe.
Until next time.